Joseph, thank you so much for joining us. Now, I remember when the news of that landmark settlement first came through last year, Noom was open about the fact that you were absolutely thrilled by the decision. A year on, one more stamp of approval. What's your reaction?
Well, I can say that we are very delighted because justice has been done. We have been working with Richard Spoor for many years to fight for justice of mine workers. Remember, some of them have died long ago, but the judgment is going to apply to everybody. So what we are going to do now is to work within the trust to make sure that the trust that is chaired by Professor May, Tsiamiso Trust, distribute this money accordingly. Those who have died, their dependents, beneficiaries, should get money for their next of kin.
If I could just take you a little bit further back to when it was decided that you were going to go the legal route. I believe it was around 2005. But I'm sure that long before that, this was a point of discussion and a point of much hurt for miners, for your members and their families, where for decades people have been talking about the fact that mine workers' health was not being looked after. Can you remember those days or those months leading up to that big decision to finally go the legal route and the realization that it was going to be a very long fight?
Yes, of course. You know, sometimes as a trade union, you learn from experience. Richard Spoor started the litigation in Kuruman about another product which actually affected people, asbestos. Then he approached us as the union to say, we have to fight this battle. From the beginning, we did not understand how it's going to be fought because, but then he took it through international lawyers in London. Then we supported him. And we won that case of asbestos, and people were paid. Then we strategized with him to say, what about gold? Because many people have died because this dust of silicosis were not checked for by management. People were just, even my father died because of silicosis. So
and he was a gold miner?
Yeah, he was a gold miner. He was working for Crown Mines in Johannesburg. He spent his life in Crown Mines in Johannesburg. So we took this legal route. It was difficult because these mining houses were referring to the consensus of negotiations of parties towards democracy, that it was agreed that they are being given free right in this thing. We said to them they must prove beyond reasonable doubt there's any clause which actually shows that they have been given free ride about the matter, but there was no. But legally, we believe that as we have won for asbestos, and even this one we'll won it. And today is victory day.
Now, I believe Noom also made the decision to attend the Anglo-American AGMs in London for a long period of time, year upon year. Why did you decide to do that? Was it to make your physical presence felt against these giants in world mining?
Well, of course, as a trade union which actually is a pioneer to the liberation of mine workers, we took a decision that we are going to be part of these conferences in London because of globalization. Remember, after 1994, these companies spread their wings to register in London Stock Exchange and New York Stock Exchange, and most of the resources, money were transferred there. So we said we cannot be left behind because the world is now a global village. So we have to be party to any decision that is going to be taken.
Now, there's still a process ahead. I mean, the settlement is one thing, but ensuring that the people who really need to benefit from the settlement is a completely different challenge. There might be people watching now who, like you, have lost a parent or a grandparent to one of these diseases, both tuberculosis as well as silicosis. Where do they start? What do they need to do?
Let me say, for now, the trust has already been established. There's people that will be distributing the money. The challenge will be where to locate these people. Remember, some of them in 1965, we had people that were coming from as far as Malawi and Angola and other areas of Southern Africa, even Zambia itself. So it means that it is going to be a very, very difficult job to do, where we will have to, together with the trust, send some people that are going to identify the victims. This will mean that Southern African hospitals that have treated people long ago will be part of a research, because I believe that they have filed their medical documents. But furthermore, we will have to meet with traditional leaders from the villages. They know there are people that have been working in the mines. And obviously the Minister of Health in those countries is going to be a very difficult job to do, but I believe we will overcome.
Thank you so much for your time, and we wish you only the best in this next very important process for all of those miners who have suffered as a result of it. Thank you so much for your time.